Hey, good morning. Hello. Welcome back, adventurers, to your side quest contact. We're going to be continuing our exploration of the Alien game, Alien role-playing game. The last video we kind of did an introduction to it. We talked about where it's at, what it's about. Went through some of the overview. We didn't like dive into the game mechanics too much. But now we're gonna kind of get into like the aliens, like what the game is about, right? These xenomorphs and other things that are terrible, horrible creatures that are sure to delight your players or horrify your players. Hopefully, the latter. So we're looking through here now in this book, and again, this is the Alien role-playing game. In this book, I'm in the Alien Species chapter, and the first group it brings up are engineers. If you saw Prometheus, the premise is that the species of engineers, is what they're called, have the ability to seed life on planets. Apparently, according to the lore of the franchise, one such engineer arrived on Earth, did something to himself and or herself, and its molecular structure broke down and seeded the chemicals on Earth with life, was able to help jumpstart life developing on Earth. And apparently they also created these xenomorphs too. I'm not too versed in the lore. I know there's a lot of videos out there on why they created them, and I think there's a running idea is that they were created to exterminate humanity. They created humanity for some reason, and then later decided, no, we don't like humanity, so they created these xenomorphs. But I don't think we really get into the reasoning in the movies themselves. Maybe in some other media, books, and podcasts and such. So yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the engineers because really I don't like that these are in the first. I get that they're the first because they're the precursor, but I wouldn't start a game, with an engineer, right? Yeah, that maybe come like later, much later. Yeah, so they fly those big giant donut shaped crafts. Okay, here we are, the xenomorphs. This is what I like. It was so funny with the alien game I did run. We go four, maybe five sessions. They don't see a xenomorph. Like, we're the aliens. We're playing an alien game. All right, here they are. And then yeah, they ran very fast away. Okay, so critical injuries on xenomorphs. Okay, so there's a lot of charts. Stage four juvenile neomorph. This is from what we saw, I think, from Prometheus and what was the other one? Covenant? Yeah, Covenant. Neomorph egg sacs. Okay. So I think this is the one with the spores that fly up into your body and gestate there, creating, the alien. Interacting with pollen and microbial elements. Yep. Once formed, oh no, these bird egg-sized pods tend to grow into clutches. Oh yeah, the motes. They're the ones that release those microscopic creatures. Yeah, I remember in the Covenant, the guy in the movie Covenant, the guy kind of leaned against a tree and disturbed one of these pods, and it released a puff of these things, and yeah, it turned out to be a bad day for him. And then inside they gestate into the blood burster. Yep. So they can tear their way out of their victim's body. Now, here's what's interesting about the aliens. I will get into a little bit of the combats for this, but notice blood burster attacks. It has a random roll, like that's for all of them really, because each round these are crazy chaotic creatures, right? So each round they may do something different. They may not just attack all the time. Maybe they'll run away. Maybe they'll capture and pull you back to put you in their incubator den. Like gluing you up so that and making you stuck so that one of those eggs can open up and you get a nice face hugger. So like, right here, it may not always attack. It may just, like if I rolled a 4, it may just do a terrifying hiss. The bloodbuster jumps onto the victim, showing its razor sharp teeth and hissing, and then we have to make an immediate panic roll. And we talked about what panic does in the last episode, and what panic's all about, stress and panic. They might go for a leg bite, they might go for a throat bite. So got a lot of neat stuff here. And the stats are very simplified, right? Speed, health, skills, and their armor rating. Okay, so now it's grown up a little. Now it's a juvenile neomorph. Same kind of thing. Now we have, greater attacks, deadly grab, leaping attack, throat bite, tail spike. You can do all of these things. And it's kind of stats to back it up. All right, now the Xenomorph, I think this is where from the original trilogy, the original Alien trilogy, and then into Resurrection. Oh yeah, these guys. Yeah, these are the ones with the acid blood. Yeah, that's always fun, right? And I do remember, players getting too close to these things, other players shooting at the Xenomorph, and then blood splashing up on the nearby player. So you definitely don't want to get close to these things. So a Xenomorph it even has an acid splash rating on its stat block. An acid splash rating of 8 takes a huge hit, suffering 5 points of damage from a smart gun, and its blood splashes everywhere, inflicting 13 damage on everyone in the area. Because you got blasted by a big gun. Anyone in that area is going to get splashed and take damage. Oh, this is neat. They're immune to cold. Falling damage is pretty much divided by 4 because they are very good at moving about. Resistance to vacuum. Resistance to radiation. Oop, they don't need to breathe. And they don't give out a heat signature. They do not register on infrared or thermographic sensors. So your players are walking through, hey, we got our little tracking device here. Yeah. They're still going to sneak up on you. They're still going to get you. All right, here's the eggs. If a potential host comes within engaged range, remember we talked about the distances, that's like right next to it. The hero must make a mobility roll. In other words, kind of trying to be sneaky so it doesn't disturb that egg. If that roll fails, the egg opens up, and now a facehugger emerges to come at you. And he can even release it at short range. It doesn't have to wait. He can, we've seen examples of that in the movies where eggs open up, on the other side of the room, and then the facehugger leaps out, chasing someone around. And I like they have little notes here on containment and termination. If you shoot an egg with a rifle, it's likely to deflect off the rubbery hide. Fire is the proven method. Fire pretty much kills everything, right? Keep in mind, these eggs are essentially vats of acid, and when exploding will cause acid damage. That's fun. Oh, this is cool. Nice little size comparison. Chestburster coming out. Here's the little face hugger. And the egg's like just an egg, right? It doesn't have a lot. It's not moving around. It's not attacking. It's just there to open up and let out the face hugger. Which came first, the alien or the egg? Who knows? And here's a more. Oops, sorry. More size. Scout. And there's different types of xenomorphs, as we see. There's scouts, there's soldiers, there's queens. And they essentially do exactly what their name implies. The scout's going to go out, look around. The soldier's going to be called up when something needs to be taken out or captured. And the queen hangs out and lays eggs. Here's our face huggers. Let's see. Facehugger deposits a chestburster embryo within its victim, making them the same species. Others believe that what is deposited to be a cancerous growth that mutates and transforms into a chestburster, while other scientists hypothesize a controversial third theory. There's a symbiotic relationship between facehugger and the chestburster. Calling it, okay. Neither an embryo nor a cancer. An injected bacteria in the beginning. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of gross. See, it will automatically face hug and immobilize potential host within engaged range. So it's going to just automatically attack. That's what it does. Plants, yep, plants the thing deep inside their chest cavity. There, the host's own cells mutate to form and incubate the xenomorph until the next stage. The victim is rendered unconscious, and within one shift, the face hugger dies and falls off. The victim wakes up very hungry, usually, and after a little bit of time passes, the chestburster is born, killing the host. We got royal face huggers, like from queen eggs. That's kind of cute. Yep, and also they have their own kind of attack actions here. Sometimes they just skitter about, and you get stressed as they're skittering about. We kind of see that in the movie, right? They kind of move about under tables and stuff. They're not looking, they don't attack right away, but maybe they're kind of looking for a good opportunity. And as that's happening, your stress levels going up because that's really creepy to have that thing moving about. And then here's our chest bursters. And different types, queen bursters, right? Regular chest bursters. And they're kind of stat blocks here. And what they do. Terrorizing hiss. The chestburster jumps toward a target, flashing its razor-sharp teeth and hissing malevolently. And now and that target must make a panic roll, because that's kind of scary. That little thing. Leg slash, throat bite, or it just wants to escape. We saw that in the movie, right? Like as soon as the thing burst out of that dude's chest, everyone's freaking out, and all it does is run away, right? It doesn't attack anyone. It runs away so that way it can grow and get more powerful and move up to a bigger stat block. Oh, that's a good image. I like that. Yeah, that's horrible. And then we go to the drones, like the actual xenomorphs moving about. And again, their attack chart here. See, like right here, number 5, capture for the hive. It attacks, but it's only looking. It's going to pull its punch so that it doesn't hurt the person, paralyzing them with the venom, and then it takes them away to string them up and put their face in front of an egg. Then there's soldiers, workers, sentry xenomorphs, and they do what their name implies. Workers kind of build the whole nasty gooey layer, move the eggs about as needed. They're the soldiers. Sentries guard that layer, guard the queen, and they got their own little set of actions here. Praetorian, Crusher, and the Queen. These are the big xenomorphs. Yeah, they grab the colonists, they move them over there, and they mobilize them to be hosts for more of these, which would mean that there would have to be a lot more. There would have to be a lot of these parasites, right? One for each colonist. That's one. That's over 100 at least. Yes, that follows. So who's laying these eggs? The queen, right? And they have their own set of actions. So, and then that's those are the main showcase of the game are these xenomorphs. That's what the movies are all about, and a lot of it, and you could even take it a point. Yeah, the xenomorphs are monsters, but who are the villains, right? Who are the villains? Because these are animalistic monsters, right? That you point them in a direction and they attack. But a lot of the story of Alien involves the corrupt humans who want to, capture, study, research, make more of these, or change, or use them into developing weapons and such. The xenomorphs just doing what xenomorphs do. and a lot of the story is going to be focused around, in my opinion, the human villains. And this book gives us a couple extra other creatures out there. Let's see, the swarm, harvesters, which apparently, yeah, I guess these things. Wow, that's kind of gross. Lion worms. Oh, maybe that was a lion worm. That's probably a lion worm. Apex predator of the Xenos jungle. Dream world is okay. So it tells us kind of where what world it's on, and yeah, its actions, its attacks. Oh, Tanakin scorpionids, large scorpions, right? Okay. That's terrifying, right? A scorpion that's like a meter and a half to 2.5 meters long. Oh, scorpionoid actions. Yep. So yeah. Now as I was kind of as I was getting ready to think about what I wanted to talk about for these videos, I got kind of inspired, and I was thinking maybe the next game I run should go back to Alien, but I'm gonna take it to the beginning, not the beginning of the franchise, but the beginning of like players' lives. And so what I did was I was experimenting with the star system generator, the planet generator, and the job generator, because that's kind of they got some neat. So they got some rules on creating star systems, and I don't want to go into what I developed, but I kind of remember when we were talking about setting up, when we were doing the creating let's make an adventure series, how I would use some dice to kind of pull some stuff together and then link that stuff together, through story. That's kind of what that was kind of the approach I was taking as I was rolling this stuff out. Like I used the dice to kind of, generate the planet, generate the solar system, what and the colony as well, because they have charts for developing, what kind of colony is on this world, what's the purpose of the colony, who's on the colony, who runs the colony or has sponsored it, and so forth. So I use those rules, put some stuff together, and I think I have a pretty interesting, opening story. I don't want to get into it now because I might run it, but it did get me inspired. I do like this book, and I do like these rules. And if I do run a game, I saw that on the Free League. That's the company who makes this book. I saw on their website they have some other source books I might go check out, like the Building Better Worlds. I was reading through the description, and it said it's got more rules on getting making more detailed worlds and settings, as well as more alien creatures. And because that's the one thing I didn't, the one thing I would say this book needs a little bit of improvement on. It's like because all we have really are the xenomorphs and a few side aliens, and once you fight and defeat xenomorphs, well, what else is there, right? So I'm glad that there's other sources out there that I can pull from, just like with D&D. Like I get other sources, pull those ideas out of those sources and kind of forge a story. Think of it like you're like extracting ore, and you're going to use that extracted ore to forge something. So this is a good Alien's a good game. If something I would recommend. The mechanics aren't too complicated. They're based off successes, not adding numbers up. You roll a bunch of d6s, and you're trying to get successes, and count up how many of those successes you get, and not adding up all the total die roll. And with the stress, whenever you make a roll, you have stress dice that are part of that roll, and that could indicate panic and other things that could go wrong. I'm just kind of scrolling through, yeah, because these are the job creators. The job, you can do military, hauling, and expedition type missions. And it even gives you go back up here. Yeah, it kind of even gives you, like, if you want to just roll, like what type of job they're gonna, the players are gonna be assigned, or you can just decide. What I did, I assigned, yep, this is gonna be difficult in a far away system, so maybe some complications. They even have roles on that, And I decided, yeah, the salary for this job was going to be 50,000. So once they finish, then it may be an extra award because we got extra awards down here too. So yeah, transporting goods and the complications therein, military missions. You can just pick one or roll one randomly. Military mission complications and expeditions like surveys and prospecting and trying setting up colonies. The expeditions, that's what they're about, the colonies and such. Because out in the frontier, that's where most humans are living, is like out in some colony. And we even have some encounters. So like if you're flying around in a solar system, hey, maybe we throw an encounter in here because it even says none, right? You can just roll the die, and it's a percentile die based off of d6s. So like if you rolled a 1 and a 1, that would be an 11. If you rolled a 6 and a 6, that would be a 66. Oh, how they react. If you run into a ship, how's that ship going to react? On the encounters on the surface, encounters in a colony, and we have some nice condensed NPC stats for various NPCs: colonial marshals, androids, ops managers, corporate killers. That's funny. Cultists, ICC, the Interstellar Commerce Commission. There are a number of governments that are represented throughout colonized space. The ICC is supposedly an independent agency that monitors interstellar travel and commerce and regulates that. Doctors, scientists, rogue scientists. Those are the ones who are like, haha, let me. They're the ones who decide that the team is expendable as long as they bring me back a xenomorph, that type of thing. And we have an actual space station here, Novgorod Station. Maybe I pronounced that right. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. And I actually use this. I changed the location of where it's at, but in my last Alien game, I did use this station, and we got floor plans, and you can kind of cut these out and import them into your VTT if you're using that. So yeah, we had a good time. All right, friends. Well, this is more of an adventure. Yeah, there's even an adventure in here about Hadley's Hope. Oh, these are the NPCs. Oh yeah, Hope's last day. Hmm. I didn't run the adventure. I tend not to run the adventures that go with like a rule book. Um, I run pre-published adventures, but I usually just use the adventure in a rule book as like, okay, how are they putting the adventure together, and think about those concepts. All right, friends. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with me. We're going to be talking about another game I ran a while back. Next episode, I think we'll talk about some being a robot in disguise, and talk about Transformers. Well, thanks for hanging out today, and I appreciate your time, and hope you've enjoyed the time and found something valuable out of it. Take care.